Then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. Away. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired with but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
I know that I gotta stay away from all your games, yeah. I know that I found somebody else to love me one day, yeah. You'll realize the grass ain't greener on the other side, no. You did me dirty for the last time, so now I gotta say goodbye. girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. Castle in the sky. Castle in the sky. Won't you take me And I've been chillin', watching the ocean with you. Baby, up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our growlings when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes are funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding. Even if my jokes are funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding.
I can feel I'm changing. I don't know if I'll ever go back. All the ways that you make me, build me up on the things I lack. I don't ever wanna lose you now. 'Cause I don't think I'll make it here without. 'Cause it's you and only you. 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 You see the truth behind the veil, and you know that they're just looking for attention. Whoa, you don't let the ruthlessness prevail. Over time now, light your fires for ascension. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn a thirst and desire. You transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn a thirst and desire. You
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cliff. I am here today to cast Celestial Shadow versus. Oh my god, I've already forgotten their name. How bad of a caster am I? Northern Spirit Esports Red? Northern Spirit Esports Red? Yeah, it is Northern Spirit Esports Red. And I am joined today by the lovely and the wonderful Deadly Ghost. How are you doing today, my man? This is the last game of the regular season for Div 1. I do believe that Celestial Shadow have already secured first seed, and we are getting into draft right now. So I'll just transition over to it so we can see it go down. But yes, Celestial Shadow have already secured the first seed in their group. They are currently undefeated right now in their group, have not dropped a singular game. So they are going for the glory run, trying to maintain a perfect regular season, not dropping a single game. So far, best performing Celestial team. Everybody else has dropped at least a couple of games here and there. So they are performing the best out of all of us. Uh, Oh yeah, of course we have. And Northern Spirit Esports Red, I do believe that they do need to win in order to make playoffs. Let me just check. Oh, I think they may already be out as well, actually. I guess it depends on the Madmen Phantoms result. And they are playing Mog Squad. No, I do like the Maokai. It's probably going to be the Maokai. Could it be the Maokai jungle? It could still go top, to be fair. It's not terrible into Poppy. Obviously, the Poppy W doesn't really affect any of Maokai's engages, but Maokai jungle probably provides a lot more that I think it's not that great into the Jarvan. I believe Maokai is invulnerable whilst he's in the W, so he doesn't get affected by anything whilst he's in the W. And he's unstoppable as well, actually. He's untargetable and unstoppable whilst he's in the W, so yeah, Braum is here for sure. Braum versus the Nami, the Maokai, and the Sivir. A pretty decent pick overall. It does struggle a little bit in the laning phase, of course, as you are playing a melee support into a double range matchup. But overall, once you get out of that laning phase, the value from the Braum is going to be quite high. As long as Lamps can get the big door up in the right situations, it that they can. Uh, and again, once you go into the late game, the Ornn can absorb the Maokai engage as well, throw the shield up, and essentially take no damage. So lots of tools to counteract what Northern Spirit Esports Red I'm eh, gonna mess this name up a lot. Have NRSE, right? NRSE. It does well into what NRSE has picked so far. Zeri Kaiser bands come out, both good combinations. NSER? Okay. I'm gonna get that wrong, but when we're in draft, it's gonna be up on my screen. Or when we're in game, it's gonna be up on my screen, so that's gonna make it a lot easier for me. Oh, it's also right here in the middle of my screen, so I can see that. I'm just trolling a little bit, ignore me. It's been a long time since I've casted, so yeah, yeah. Yeah, get a very free lane into that. Another champion, though, picked up here by Northern, the Syndra that the Braum can do a lot against. Obviously, a lot harder to time the door against the Syndra. And now we wait and see what Lucario is going to go for on this red side counter pick. Lots of options available. They have set up a nice comp where it's very difficult to come into them already. And it looks like we're going to get a classic Jarvan Orianna here. So the Wombo from Celestial Shadow, very strong. But again, two quite good teamfight comps. I do think Celestial Shadow are going to struggle a little bit with containing this Mundo on the side lane, though. What do you think? No, I do tend to agree with you. I think a lot of the game is going to be very reliant on how well this Mundo does. If the Mundo can get a nice little bit of a lead early on, then I think Celestial Shadow are going to find it very difficult to play this game. Once the Mundo gets to two items, and like you said, he gets his push going on that side lane, it's going to be very difficult to deal with. And if the Poppy has to answer the Mundo and is constantly stuck underneath a tower against the Mundo, I think the 4v4 does actually look quite strong for Northern here. Mm. Yeah, any four-man, three-man Jarvan ults, any cataclysms that come through catch a lot of people. It's going to be immediately followed up by an Orianna ult, immediately followed up by a Braum ult, immediately followed up by the Xayah feathers. If they catch people in that cataclysm, it is going to be very difficult for them to deal with because there's such an immobile comp. They don't have, other than their flashes, any real means of escaping the cataclysm in this game. They don't have an Ornn, so they can't break the wall. And no dashes, no shifts, no blinks. Their positioning needs to be very, very on point because if Cub can find them, people are going to die. It's going to be an interesting game. We're getting into the champion select, and it is going to be confirmed now. Mundo top lane, Maokai jungle, just as you suspected, Ghost. And yeah, it was definitely the right call there. I agree. Probably the best way to line these ones up in this game. Mundo does have a nice jungle clear, but I think having the Maokai be able to move around the map is going to provide them a lot more in the early game than the Mundo would. And a lot of vision. Right. So, non-biased, non-biased. I am gonna say Celestial Shadow, but I think if you turn nameplates off, I actually think I'd rather be playing Northern's comp. Yeah, I mean, Blue side gets onto an objective first, and you have to face check a Maokai Syndra army. That does not sound very fun at all. Yeah, very excited to get into this one. We are into the spectator delay now. No video this time, because I haven't finished the Celestial Shadow video yet. I've had some problems in with my editing software. It's coming soon, TM, but we don't have it. We don't have it ready for today. We'll have it ready for playoffs. I do promise. It's the last one left to go. Do you know what? Conveniently enough, uh, it was working fine, and then I updated my StarCraft 2, and the project that I was using for the Celestial Shadow video broke. So we can blame Blizzard this time, not Riot. It's Blizzard Activision's fault this time. Is it Blizzard Activision or Activision Blizzard? Which way round is it? Yeah, it's their fault this time. Oh, ghosty, ghosty. I don't. This one seems very hard to really call. I think obviously nameplate's on. You have to give it to Shadow, but it does feel like if Northern can find a way to win this game, I really do feel like if they can get to these objectives first, it's very difficult to play. A lot of this is going to come down to how Shadow can play the early game, and how well they can transition into that mid game phase where you're focusing on those objectives. And as my outplayed pops up for some reason, even though I turn it off, that's fun. Wait, yeah, surely that's a mistake, right? Fleet? I definitely agree with you there. Right. I I am paused at 10 seconds and I am ready to go. Are you ready to go? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are in for game one of Celestial Shadow versus Northern Spirit Esports Red. I got the name right. Let's go. So yeah, let's look at these runes. It's a phase rush for the Maokai. Grasp of the Undying for Mundo, of course. Grasp Poppy. The slightly confusing to me Fleet. Everything else does seem pretty standard. Spellbook on Lamps, though. That should be very interesting to see how well Lamps uses that spellbook. I'm at 45, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50, 1, 2, 3. There you go. Cool, cool, cool. So standard five-man spread, as is the VL way. There aren't really any champions that do a lot early game here. I guess you do have the Braum, but you know, Lance does manage to get the ward down on the Raptors there, so they'll have some idea of where Mundo might be starting. Was spotted out by the Nami though, so you know, if the Maokai was going to start on that side of the map, he would know to avoid that camp just for a little while. He's going to be starting up on this top side, and it's going to be reverse pathing from the junglers today. Oh, it lands another. Let's take a look, shall we? He does have sorcery. Jonjo does have sorcery because he, yeah, he has the mana flow band as well. Scorch. It's Scorch. Oh, yeah. Jonjo build up a very nice wave here and already finding himself a 5 CS lead in this top side 3 minutes into the game. Jarvan's pathing this way, and I think the lane will now start bouncing out towards the Poppy if Jonjo plays this right. Oh, Lucario's very low. Oh, nice engage. Root down onto the bot side. Gabosh is going to get stunned up by the Brawn passive. Has to flash forward. Flash forward again from the side of Celestial by Bomber. And there's going to be another stun down to this Sivir. Bomberhound, the absolute goat of Div 1 at the moment. Barrier comes out. Nice flash from Katten, but it's not going to be enough. And Jonjo picks up a solo bolo in the top side at the same time as that was going on. 3 early kills. Feats of Warfare already secured for Celestial Shadow.
I didn't mean this far ahead, Cliff. Like, look at this. Jonjo bought a tier and some boots. Like, he's not even going for anything else, and he's just because he also crashed the wave, he doesn't even have to TP top lane.
I just
Also,
realized.
apparently, Sir Jonjo really just I think he flashied Hunter Boy into the top lane wave, and then killed him.
I just
He just I'm rewinding it now. Yeah, he just crashed him into the turret and just got the kill. So Cliff, are you at
44,
are you at
45, 46,
46, 47? Yep.
9.
Yep, I'm back. I'm back at the right time.
Cool. I'm just gonna realize something, by the way. For like the first 3 minutes of the game, had you muted. Had game sounds muted. Flash forward from Valanth though, gets the 2 autos in the queue. Stun goes down from Nami. Nami doesn't have flash. Nice route and knock up. Cub picks up the kill with the red buff there. And Celestial Shadow really piling on this early game. Almost 2k up 5 minutes in. Yeah, I had you muted for like the first 3 minutes of the game, so very sorry about that, everybody watching. You probably thought I'd gone absolutely mad.
So basically, no one could hear me. Interesting. Very nice. Very. When will the voices stop making trouble inside, or something, or however the song went.
I really hope you weren't muted through draft, because I just seem crazy. Nice knock-up from Jonjo. The W heal does come out from Hunter Boy, though. And in the end, it's a 1 trade for the Mundo. It's going to be a Ocean Dragon secured for the side of Celestial Twilight. Yeah, people probably thought I was crazy for a second then. If anybody tuned in during that moment, I must have sounded absolutely fucking insane.
I mean, you know, you live and you learn, and now we know. But yeah, if I was muted from the start of the stream, welcome everyone. Hope you're having a better Thursday than Cliff is. Celestial are certainly having a really good Thursday and a really good game number 1, because they're up 1500 gold 6 minutes into the game. The Zaya is 201. The Cub with that successful gank. Oh my god!
And the EQ combo. Gonna hand the kill over to Lucario, and it's 5-0, 6 minutes and 40 seconds into the game. The pressure is on. Celestial Shadow do not want to stop piling it.
I just saw Syndra use Dark Sphere plus Scatter the Weak backwards. What a terrible day to have eyes.
This Mundo. I was spotted on a wall though. Yeah, that's a me style Syndra. That's the kind of thing I would do.
Yeah, but you do it in an EROM, not in an official game.
Yeah, if we ever put me on Syndra, we are intentionally trolling a game.
Ionia comp?
Oh god, please no. Wait, hold on. Who else is from? I guess I can play Karma.
Yeah. You can also play Wukong.
Oh yeah, Wukong's from Ionia. I got champs.
Yeah. You got this. Seth is also from Ionia.
Oh, the gank on the top side. Mundo has to pop the ult. Stun comes down. Lamps has spent a lot of time up here. There's the ult and the flash, but here comes the Goon Squad. Gather and Dozer are going to pick this up. The W, it's a double stun knockup. Lamps is going to be left for dead here. First kill going to go over to Northern Spirit Esports, donated over to Hunter Boy, and I think Sir Jonjo is going to just manage to escape, get some nice damage down onto Gabush on his way out there.
I think in that 1v3, Jonjo probably wins it simply because of the strength of Poppy and how low this Mundo is. Yep, he's getting a kill.
Finds Gabush. Jonjo still in the 2v1. Flash route from Dozer though, but here comes the teleport from Lamps. Jonjo probably still going to go down. Cub is on his way up here, and they probably will be able to secure these grubbies, as Lucario does have to push in the mid lane.
Yeah, Lucario does have the push. Hunter Boy is really low, so really can't do much in this top lane, and also he has been pushed in, so can't really do anything. I love that Jonjo is going for the Sundered Sky. I almost called it the meme name.
Divine Sunder? Oh,
no.
Sundere.
Yes, Divine Tsundere. I almost called it that, but then you forced me to say it out loud on stream. But yes, I love that Sir Jonjo is going for that one. It's a really good item. It offers you a lot of tankiness while also giving you a lot of damage. Poppy does have some good AD scaling, whereas Hunter Boy, well, I guess he likes championship belts or something.
Going for that Alois build. Triple Giants belt. Everything he wants to build, builds out of a Giants belt. Nice Oriole in the mid lane. Physics in a lot of trouble here. Has to flash forward and Lucario picks it up with the Oriana Q. And this mid lane is looking rough for the side of Northern Spirit Esports Red.
Now Lucario winning the Battle of the Balls there. Quite a lot of action there in the mid lane. A lot of kills going there and a lot of ganks as well. I didn't expect this lane, which is usually very passive, to be so jam-packed. Lucario also having a 30 CS lead 10 minutes into the game is just incredible.
Is dragging it up in 30 seconds. Quick look over at the gold. You can see that Lucario is 1k up already. Bit of a gold lead for the Mundo. And Bomber is also 1k gold up. So the carries on the side of Celestial Shadow are really popping off this game already. You know, Bomber has been the key man for Celestial Shadow so far this split, so to see him with a lead, if you're a Celestial Shadow fan, you've got to be very happy right now.
Ooh, Cup going for the engage.
Cup does go for the engage, he hits the ult down, Maokai ult traded out. He's gonna look forward and try and delay this a little bit. And the kill is going to go over to Cub, and that is also going to be the second Drake of the game secured for Celestial Shadow now as the jungler is picked off.
Lactose Jarvan never fails to get a kill. Not even when he's going AD and maxing Q.
Oh, the Mundo ult is popped in the top side. Jonjo applying a lot of pressure, but Fizek is up here. Flash away from Jonjo to survive. Tries to slice up the Mundo Q, but can't get it. Here comes the Poppy ult. It's going to land down onto the Syndra, but I don't know if it's going to be enough as the Mundo W pops, gets the healing down. It was very close. It was a nice attempt to survive from Jonjo. Good gank coming out of Fizek though.
If the stun had hit from Jonjo, then
Mario misses his ult in the mid lane. Very sad. Ult's traded there. He's very low. Syndra has a lot of pressure. Flash forward, flash QW. Oh my gosh, he's gonna get him with the Ludens proc.
Well, all's well that ends well, but it was a fiesta in the mid lane for a little bit, because that was a really bad sombrero. As we do see Bomber getting fed here. It's not really common to see a Sivir being the one getting pushed in.
It's not, but obviously there is a lot of pressure on this bot side. The Zyra is very far ahead right now. Very difficult to contest when it's one completed item into half an item at this point.
Cliff, I do have to point something out.
Yes.
Hunter Boy has picked up the Warmogs.
Yes.
Sir Jonjo has opted for the items that usually build into Eclipse.
The stun coming in. There's an ult forcing the Mundo flash. He doesn't have his ult. He does have his ult. He's going to pop it. Cub's going to go very low. Has to flash out away from the last tower shot. Very nice turn from Hunter Boy here. They are the items that build out of Eclipse. Do they not also build out of Sundered Sky, though?
No, because Sundered Sky is built out of the Tunneler, the Warhammer, and a Ruby Crystal.
Jonjo be going for Eclipse Fimbulwinter? Nice knock
Could
up
be.
onto Hunter Boy. The EQ misses from Cub, but this is a Mundo with no ult and no flash. He's going to be able to walk out. Nice stun from Jonjo. Going to trade his life. They don't get it. Cub's going to try and sacrifice himself. He doesn't have to, because it gets caught in the mid lane by the Orianna ult. Maokai ult comes through to save. The knock-up misses, but there's going to be a trade of both the mid laners killing each other here. If you're on Northern Spirit Esports, you take that, because that is a shutdown over to the Syndra.
Mid laners kill each other, and then Joser and Lamps are like two ships waving in the night. Just okay. You alright, sir? Alright, and walk away.
Very action-packed game so far. We're at 16 kills in this 14.5-minute game, so lots going on. This Mundo, by the way, 4-2, very strong. Or 10 CS, just over 10 CS up on the Poppy as well. So he's scaling into the game very nicely. You were right, it's the Eclipse first on the Poppy.
And we are getting dangerously close to Hunter Boy achieving push, which is the Alois code for I'm going to push this wave, push this turret, push your base, and there's nothing you can do about it because I'm Mundo and I'm very tanky.
It's very tanky. Eclipse bringing the shields in, proving to be a little bit useful, but obviously his Mundo does have a Warmog, so he's going to be able to just eventually heal up all of this damage. So Jonjo can't get anything done with this trade, but here comes Cub. No flash. They do have the ult available for Hunter Boy. Nice knock up. The ult comes out. Jonjo gets a lot of shields down. They are going to manage to pick up the Mundo. Jonjo picking up the kill this time. And they'll probably be able to convert this one into a Rift Herald.
This Mundo might have a lot of HP, but Eclipse plus Poppy Q do percentage HP damage, and there's another missed Orianna ultimate there. Lucario, I just praised you for winning in the ball battle, but now you seem to be losing it, and you've got no balls. Sorry, that was a very bad joke, as we do see Joser.
Flash balls from Joser. They are going to find Lucario. Lots of damage come down. There's the Syndra ult. Joser does manage to pick up the kill on the Orianna. It was a good Maokai ult in retaliation. Nice stun coming out from Jonjo. Knock up and the double knock up plus the Q coming down. Joser's now in a tough situation. 3v1. He's going to be picked up by Jonjo. And in a situation that looked like it was going so well, the numbers just coming in very clutch there for Celestial Shadow.
Yeah, Celestial Shadow are really... They do seem to be getting engaged on, and they're doing something that I really said in the Champion Select, for those of you that didn't hear it. Celestial are really good at answering when they're being engaged upon, which is what happened here. You know, they got engaged upon, Lucario did get killed, but then the turnaround from Jonjo, the Cub, and Lamps was really, really good. They had the numbers advantage, and they also had the pressure and the combos there to just get everyone. And it's a really good turnaround, as we do see Jonjo trading really heavily onto Hunter Boy, but Hunter Boy is Mundo. He does have a Warmog, so he can just back up, get all of that healing done, and all of Jonjo's work would have been for nothing.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of nice trades in a situation where you know, trades are very difficult. He's gone for the Eclipse. He's got the Executioner's Blade, so in these situations with long drawn-out fights, and Mundo with the ultimate ticking, he's going to be very valuable. Nice ult by Lucario. Q falls down onto him as well from the Braum, and he's going to be picked up by Lucario. Another kill going over to the mid laner here, and the third dragon. Soul point secured for Celestial Shadow. They're looking in the spot side now. Can Bomber find Katten? A lot of damage coming down. The root comes down as well. And Bomberhorn is going to pick up another kill in this bot side. Celestial Shadow really having big pace this game.
It's only really this top lane that's any close. Everyone else on the map is just heaps and miles ahead of their opposition in terms of items, tempo, and generally everything else on the map. You know, we're seeing this incredible passage of play from Celestial, as Jonjo. That's certainly one way to stop a push.
Jonjo doesn't have the ult now, and Physic is here too. Kill gonna go over to Physic. Was a nice roam from the mid lane. Mundo manages to secure that tower, and we're seeing what we were saying in Champion Select here. It's very difficult for Poppy to deal with this Mundo. He's probably gonna base and have the heart steal now, you would imagine, as well. And it's just gonna get harder and harder for Jonjo in this top side.
He has 2,000 gold, and he also picked up the objective bounty because of how far ahead Celestial are here. So yeah, it's Shadow's game to lose, but Hunter Boy is really trying to make them lose it.
So I do believe that Hunter Boy is actually a support main, by the way. So wouldn't imagine he has a particularly large champion pool on the top side, but doing very well into Jonjo, who's a very experienced Valanth League player. Bomber's going to secure this tower in the top side, but it might be a bit trapped here. Nice Nami ult does get blocked by the door by Lamps, though.
I mean, so there are a couple of supports that can be played in the top lane. You know, for example, you do have the Leona, the Rakan, the Alistar that can be played.
Wait, Leona, Rakan, and Alistar? You didn't mention Nautilus or Karma?
I'm saving those as the conventional picks. Have you not seen what Leona top lane does?
I don't want to think about it.
Oh, believe me, Sundered Sky, Fimble, Winter, Sunfire, Cape, Leona, best duelist there is.
It sounds horrible to play against. Hunter Boy getting the Heartsteel stack down onto Jonjo. He's a bit stuck here. I don't think he wins this trade. As the Altakan is going to fall. Nice knock-up, but here comes the Mundo. Oh, it's going to be very difficult for Jonjo to win here. Flash forward, Hunter Boy with a nice backstep so he doesn't get E'd into the tower. Lucario finds the ult onto the Maokai here in the mid lane, and he is going to get traded down in this mid lane, standing a bit too far forward. Flash forward. EQ doesn't connect, but it does get the flash out of Gobish on this Nami.
You could have flashed Cataclysm there, Cub. Come on. As another objective bounty gets claimed here by Hunter Boy, and this Mundo is becoming extremely dangerous. This is going to be a very difficult tank to deal with come team fight, come the 5v5s. However, what I do have to say here is that Lucario is really fed. You have the Cub, who is also very fed and does have a Black Cleaver, so that means that Bomber is also going to get helped out. Bomber, because he's going for these cheaper items in the Essence Reaver and the Navori Quick Blades, is also going to be at that 3-item spike a lot quicker. Is also going for the LDR, delaying IE till 4th item, which I do think is actually really smart, because you have the Maokai, you have the Mundo, they're naturally very tanky, and so you really do need that shred to just burst down people, especially someone like the Mundo, who has a lot of healing in that longevity.
Mundo well on his way to Titanic Hydra, I'd assume, at this point as well, and it's going to get even
Or
more
Overlord's
difficult.
Bloodmail.
It could be Overlords too, actually. You are right there. Big shields coming out. Physic kind of caught here. Does manage to get the stun down onto Cub, but Lamps is behind him. Flash forward from Cub. They're going to get the stun down. Nice block by Lamps onto the Nami ult and the Maokai ult. Getting so much work done for his team. Q comes down to Doza. Cataclysm forward. They're in such a bad spot here. Maokai's going to fall. Kill goes down to cover. Nice bubble on the way out, but it doesn't really do much, and it's going to be soul secured most likely here.
Yeah, it should be soul for the side of Celestial Shadow, as Jonjo, well, we did say that this Poppy can't really deal with the Mundo, but the Poppy can keep him occupied, which is what Sir Jonjo has done for the entirety of this game, and this is something that I really like. Because if you can't really beat him, at least you can keep him occupied, and Jonjo certainly knows that. Also went for the Executioner's Blade to stop that healing, so those elongated trades are no longer so much in favor for this for this Mundo, and that does mean that with the Mountain Soul secured, that Jonjo does really have a much better. He does have much better odds at fighting this Mundo as well in the 1v1.
Yeah, that he does. 2 items completed. The double shielding items of Eclipse and Fimbulwinter, plus the Buckler passive, does seem to be buying Jonjo a lot of time in these skirmishes. And you're right, he's buying a lot of time to stop the Mundo push. Mundo's not been able to get either of these tier 2s down, either in the top side or the bot side. Mid tier 1 is still standing as well on the side of Celestial Shadow. And whilst this Mundo may be very strong, like you said, if Jonjo can just hold him, there doesn't really seem like a lot they can do.
There's also the Poppycopter that you can just use to really get him out of a fight. And then what are the 4 people going to do, especially that this Maokai has gone for Liandry's first. You know, that's not a tanky tree at all. So it's really going to be, if Poppy can get this Maokai out of a fight, the other 4 are going to struggle really hard.
Well, lots of damage coming down onto Physic. He is going to manage to run away thanks to the, I guess, the stun and then a slow afterwards. But he's in a bad spot. This Oriana is so much stronger than him right now. 1,000 gold up. So not a lot in terms of gold, but just the difference in pressure in the items. Celestial Shadow are going to start this Baron raw here.
Also, the Cub doesn't even have Smite, so this would be an amazing steal from the side of Northern Spirits Esports if they get it. However, everyone on the side of Celestial Shadow is running interference, and also there isn't really a lot that this Northern Esports squad can do when they're this far behind, and also the soul is in Shadow's hands.
Yeah, and Celestial Shadow now going to start grouping up. Northern Spirit Esports here as a 4. The Mundo is here to play though. The Sivir ult does get popped, but they don't really get anything from it. Just a little bit of damage down onto the Cub and down onto the Lance. But with the Mountain Soul in pocket, you're looking, they put the 5-man here. Stun comes down onto Cub. Not a lot of damage. Good Oriana ult, but he does get rooted up by the Maokai. Manages to pick up the Sivir, trading 1-for-1. The teleport is coming in. Maokai goes down. Hunter Boy is very low. Has to pop the ult, gets stunned into the wall and knocked up by the Poppy. Will probably be able to walk away. Big stun coming down and the route to follow. It's a double kill to Bomber. And the side of Celestial Shadow going to take that. Jonjo goes very deep here. Barely survives. Cub goes even deeper. Lance follows him, but that tower is very ramped right now as Celestial Shadow just turn and decide to take it.
They go for the turret. They still get two kills. They kill the main carry, who is 0-3-0, but the Sivir and Jonjo is fearless.
He does not care if he dies. He just wants his team to take this inhibitor. It's 2 minutes until Elder. Jonjo wanting the quick reset.
I mean, you really don't care as this Poppy if you live or die simply because of how much power you have. You know, this Eclipse with the Iron Ambassador is just giving you a lot of power and a lot of damage, and also you exude a lot of pressure. As Hunter Boyd has gone for the Titanic Hydra, you were right this time. But also we have a chain vest, which means we are not going for Overlord's Bloodmail or Spirit Visage, which means the push build is not in full effect.
Also a Mortal Reminder coming out of Bomber, not the LDR this game. I guess there isn't a lot of armor coming down on the side for Northern Spirit Esports Red. I'm going to mess that name up a lot. Not a lot of armor coming down from them, so Bomber does opt to go for the Mortal Reminder this time.
I mean, it's the same amount of armor pen. It's really just the 5 or 10 damage difference, and you really don't need that. You kind of want to deny this Mundo, this Maokai, this Nami, the healing, because yes, Jonjo can proc it on the Maokai, but he can proc it on one target, whereas this these feathers can proc it on virtually everyone.
I'm stepping very far forward, pressuring the team away. He does blow his ult into the Mundo passive. And Physicus is in such a bad spot against Lucario here. Sombrero flash from Lucario coming out to secure the kill. Jojo on the flank. It's going to get some damage down. Stuns the Maokai into the wall. The follow-up is fantastic. Poppy ult tries to send away the Mundo, but the passive was back up. Nice bubble, but not a lot to be able to follow up. A stun comes down, and then the root and the knock-up. The chase CC on this Mundo is amazing. Bomber Hunt is godlike. Flash away from Gabosh. And an EQ knock-up from Cub. Is he going to be able to secure this kill? It looks like he is. Counting is the last man left alive for his team. He's going to go down here. It's an ace for Celestial Shadow, and that will be the game.
30 minutes. An incredible game number one for Celestial Shadow. Even for Jonjo, who his scoreline didn't show it, but he had so much pressure onto this Mundo. And also I have to give a huge shout out to Lucario, who came up at the end there with the scout special of throw the ball on you and then flash in with the shockwave. 47,000 damage for Sir Jonjo, double than anyone else in the entire game.
That is a lot of damage. I guess when you're hitting a Mundo over and over again, it is quite easy to do that much damage. But yeah, very well played coming out the side of Celestial Shadow. We're going to go to a quick break because I think these guys are already getting ready in the next lobby, and we will be right back with you.
Shouldn't fly to home, but if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with game number 2 of this Division 1 regular season game. Straight into the draft, no delays. After that first game, Ghost, what are you thinking? What do you think the Northern Spirit Esports Red need to change here?
How they play the early game mostly, because those early game trades were really not it. And also they have to play to the strengths of their draft. They tried to trade a lot in the early game when they had a draft that really scaled well into the late game. So if you're drafting a late game draft, you really have to steer clear out of early game trades, or try, if you're going for those early game trades where you know you can get the advantage, you really have to be a little bit more on the short trade end, because short trades really wouldn't go in favor of Celestial Shadow that game. So it really has to be recognizing the pattern of where you can trade versus where you have to take a step back and maybe drop a wave or two.
Definitely agree. Early game wasn't played particularly well. They were leaking a lot of kills all over the map. We come in with a Xin Zhao first pick on the side of Celestial Shadow, and the Pantheon response to very strong junglers right now.
Yeah, I'm interested to see this. The Xin Zhao can really dominate the early game, so Celestial Shadow with another really heavily early game jungler can really dominate and get them ahead. Pantheon also another early game jungler that can impact the map really nicely, and the Jin. So we're going for a little bit of a semi-global comp right now for Northern Spirit Esports Red.
I do like the Pantheon Jin, so very nice combo. Xin Zhao does have a lot that it can do, but that Panther just drops the stun down. Jin follows it up with his W. They can hold you in place for a very long time just with those two champions. And the Tristana response coming out of the side of Celestial Shadow here.
Yeah, basically they're saying we are going to jump at you and we are not going to let you do any of the things that you want to do with those semi-globals. We're not going to let you have map movements. We're not going to let you have anything. We're just going to try and be as strong as possible here with this Tristana.
Offering the Alistair and the Rel, both good picks into the Jin. Do very much like the Alistair. Lots of ways to cancel the Jin's ultimate. Lots of easy ways to cancel the Jin's ultimate. And at the same time, like you said, they're going forward. Alistair goes forward, Xin Zhao goes forward, Tristana goes forward, Celestial Shadow really showing their cards. And how do Northern respond to this? You could see the Leona come out. Not a great pick into the Alistair. As if you ever engage on it, he's just going to knock you up and then headbutt you under the tower. I've been victim to that one many a times playing in-houses against Damon. Not a fun place to find yourself, and the Leona is locked in.
Damon and Alistar, those are two very synonymous things there. Shout out to Damon, who's actually playing his game today, and also hoping for a Celestial Shadow win. So, Damon is for once on our side.
Damon cheering for Celestial for the first time ever. It's good to see.
Well,
we have an absolute VL legend in the chat, by the way. It's the man, the myth, the legend. It's Con. Probably a bit before your time. How you doing, Con? How you doing, my man? Long time no speak.
You're gonna have to fill me in a little bit, Cliff.
Con was on the Horizon Shadow team that won Div 1 twice, I believe. Con, did you win it twice?
Interesting.
Pretty sure he won it twice.
So that's about a year before my time, before I even came to cast on
it's
for VLB.
Like mid 2020, I think.
Yeah.
Oriana hovered here. I'm pretty sure we're playing Fearless though, aren't we? So you can't have the Oriana. Maybe that was a bug. It does look like it was a bug. It is the Aurora that's going to come in for Northern Spirit Esports.
And that's an interesting one because it's also a really good flex in both the mid lane and the top lane. So I'm expecting to see a Galio pick here because usually teams go for the Galio against an Aurora, but maybe we're going to see something else as the Mel is getting locked in here. So you kind of have a dive comp with the Mel really providing support from the backup, but I still would like to see a Galio because Galio can really help out this team with the dive, or maybe another dive champion and from the top side. Well, that's a dive
Oh,
champion.
that's a dive champion. Okay. Is he going to go for the Malphite blind? Nair as well. Very good Jonjo classic. Also does help with a lot of dive potential. So Jonjo going to lock in that Nair. And what's the response here? Do they put the Aurora top? I don't think I'd want to play Aurora into Nair.
It's a little bit of a difficult matchup. Now, this Gragas, however, could be interesting because Gragas is one of those champions that can actually survive everything that Mel wants to do, so it can be flexed both in the mid lane and into the top lane as the Camille gets locked in here. So now that is the confirmation that it's Aurora mid lane and Camille in the top lane, and Nar really hates himself in this matchup.
Yeah, not a fun lane for the Gnar. Jonjo didn't have the particularly good lane last time, but did seem to do quite well. Like you said, more damage than anybody else last game. So, maybe he will do quite fine into it. But if this Camille gets rolling, unlike the Mundo, it's going to be providing a lot more threat. Obviously, the Mundo has threat in the side lane, but you can hold the Mundo there if you play it properly. But this Camille is absolute terror, especially if it gets ahead.
She really is the terror, of the top lane, especially once those metal legs start dealing a lot of true damage come Triforce. So I think Sir Jonjo is going to have to get some early trades going in because up to level 3, Na really does have some good trading power here. However, after that level 3 comes in for Camille, Camille can really start to get some of those trade patterns going. And also, it would be interesting to see if Hunter Boy goes for the ye old Comet Camille.
Comet Camille? Huh? Is that
Yes.
a thing?
It used to be back when Camille would be played into some of those range matchups when she would max double. She wouldn't max W, but she would put three points in W.
Okay, yeah. I mean, W is a very mana-hungry spell, not the spell you really want
Yeah.
to be poking with.
It was back when back in like 2021 when Comet was really strong.
Okay, well, we'll have to see which build he goes. I imagine he's gonna could go Grasp. Grasp is decent here. Could also go Conqueror, maybe. Conqueror is also not bad. Don't expect to see the Comet though, but okay,
No.
Ghosty, we'll go for the game again. Nameplates off. What draft would you rather have here?
Honestly, I like the red side draft. I like playing the red side draft. You have a lot of playmaking potential. You have a lot of options for trading and skirmishing. So it's you can really play it safely, play it a little bit aggressively with this Pantheon if he can roam up. And well, I'm gonna be a little bit biased because Jin is one of my favorite champions of all time. So
Perfectly understandable. You can be biased if you want just towards Jin. You love the number 4, do you, hey?
my favorite number is actually 6, but 4 comes very close.
Fair enough. Nameplates on though. Where do you think this game goes after what we
I
saw
think
from the
Celest-
first game?
I think Celestial Shadow are going to take game number 2 as well because outside of top lane, the other lanes are 50-50, and then the 50-50 we saw it last game when it was not even a 50-50 based on draft, that Shadow really managed to win heavily. So I think Celestial Shadow have really good knowledge of their matchups and really know what to do and how to play their draft. And also, I think Bomber with this Tristana and Lamps, if they can get onto this Jhin at least once and kill him once, the lane is going to be over.
Celestial Shadow are on their way, one game away now from the perfect regular season, winning every series 2-0. They just need to wrap this one up now. If they can get it, it's going to be a fantastic regular season for them, wrapping up the first place seed in their group, just like the sister teams of Celestial Twilight, who are currently playing Frostbite Mayhem over on the Frostbite stream. I believe the score you said was 2-0?
2-0, yes, it was. I believe they are in draft for game number 3. But yeah, all the best of luck to them. But also, Celestial Shadow looking to do what we did last split in VL Cliff, which is go without dropping a single game during our regular season.
They're looking to be the third straight Celestial team to secure the top seed in their group. And they definitely, well, they've already secured the top seed in their group. Sorry. Technically, actually, they did it before us. They did it last week. They secured their first seed. So we were the third team. But they are going for this perfect split. Very much on the cards. Looking very impressive in every game that we've seen them so far. Haven't had a lot of opportunities to cover them, so very nice that we've got them now. Going to be trying to weave a lot more of Shadow's games in going forward. We're into the loading screen. We're going to have a little look at these runes now coming forward. See if there's anything particularly interesting. Nothing too crazy. There is a glacial augment on the Alistair.
I do have to mute for 1 second, Cliff, so you will be left with your voices.
It's me and my voices again. I'm gonna get into this game, pulls up at 10 seconds, and then get everything ready for everybody on the stream so you all know what's going on. So bear with me 1 second whilst I do some background. Okay, I am ready and paused at 10 seconds. Ghosty, I hope you are also ready and paused at 10 seconds. I know you're muted up so you can't hear me right now, but hopefully we'll just
no, I can hear you perfectly fine. 10 seconds and ready to go whenever you are.
Okay, so we're going to unpause in 3, 2, 1, go. And now I'm going to transition the screen so everybody else can see it. Here we go, into Game 2. Celestial Shadow versus Northern Spirit Esports. We're gonna look for some standard. It is the Conqueror coming out of the Camille, by the way, not the Grasp. I do believe the Conqueror probably the better option here. And the Electrocute coming out for the Aurora. A lot of potential burst damage that can come down onto this Mel. Mel does have ways to mitigate the damage once she has the W, but it's quite a long cooldown. And Lucario picking up the flow. He better have typed that in all chat. If that man didn't type flowed in all chat, he's getting flamed.
Who didn't type it in all chat?
Oh, I don't know if he typed it in all chat. I'm saying he better have typed it in all chat. He flowed that guy. He should be typing it in all chat.
Hell yeah.
That's the Shadow special.
Yes, it is. Ooh.
Amps is going to hold it. Gets the knock up onto Dosa. They've double walled this, so 10 gold going to be picked up over onto the side of Lamps, and he's going to be loving life with all that extra gold. And again, they get the wall down onto this Raptor pit, but they do exchange wards here, so vision secured on both sides. They can have a bit of knowledge for both teams on which way the junglers are pathing, and again, we're pathing opposite directions.
Yeah, these junglers are both starting onto their blue side quadrants. However, the Cub is suspiciously looking towards... Never mind, okay. You know, I thought that maybe he was going to look to invade the red side, but it's not going to happen, as Sir Jonjo is just trying to trade here on this top lane, and Gabosh with the aftershock and Lamps with the glacial, on different ends of the spectrum does give Gabosh a little bit of extra tankiness, but the utility is there for the Alistar.
They have managed to force the bot lane of Jin Leona back. Of course, you'd probably expect that Jin Leona into Tristan and Alistair. Nice route coming out of the mid lane for Lucario. Is he going to manage to pick up the execute with the autos? He's getting very close. Director camera giving it away. There was a flash blown from Physic there that we saw in the map. Double knockup for Lamps. The E misses, so does the root. Nice little trade coming out from Lamps there. Oh, Lucario flashes and misses his root in the mid lane. Bit embarrassing that the camera turned for that one.
Okay, the camera was a paid actor as Lamps is pulling out the cowbell.
Best emote in the game.
I love that skin. I do have that skin, and I love using the cowbell. Are you using the pink chroma when you use it, though?
No, I use this version. I use the base. I like the base. Headbutting the Jhin away, trying to stop him from getting this cannon. Gonna block up the W as well. Is he gonna secure the cannon, not dying to him? Oh, it goes down to the trap. Unlucky. A lot expended to try and stop that. Look at this.
Yeah, also, Bomber was unbothered and he managed to miss cannon, so -1. But Sir Jonjo is, well, he's a Gnar into a Camille. This is expected.
Yeah, a bit of a rough lane for Sir Jonjo. Does manage to jump away from the Camille there. Nicely timed, keeping himself safe. Bomber jumps forward. The E comes down onto Cat. He does have the full shot, but he has to flash early. Exhaust comes down. Root also comes down. The Exhaust traded back. Bomber has to jump away. Lamps flashes to get the stun down onto Gabush, and there's all 4 stuns, both exhausts down. Bomber does have his flash and his barrier, so it is a summoner trade advantage for the bot side of Celestial Shadow.
Yeah, only the barrier being available for this Jhin, everything else being blown. I'm surprised Gabosh hasn't gone for the Hex Flash himself. So a little bit interesting, but it is what it is. But yeah, really good trade from the side of Celestial Shadow, getting that health advantage as Lucario gets the root onto Physic, and also gets
flashes into the wall, but the root comes down and the stun follows up onto Lamps. It's going to be first blood traded over. Start of that fight didn't go particularly well, but Gabosh manages to pull it out.
My God, Joser's flashing in place. Gabush getting out there with the W from the Leona. You know, these plays happening by the slimmest of margins here. As Bomber jumps in on Katten,
He's gonna get the reset barrier,
he's
comes
dead.
out.
He's dead.
Lethal tempo fully stacked, and he's gonna jump away. Nice solo bolo picked up on the bot side. Lamps is mid here, gets the knock up onto Physic. The stun's gonna come down as well, and a kill handed over to Lucario. And Celestial Shadow showing that big pace. They gave up the first blood, but they are cooking. Gabosh also now again in a bad spot. Another headbutt pulverize combo. Win before lightning comes out. Stun goes down onto Gabosh. Gabosh is in a really bad spot, but Dose is here. They're going to get the chain CC down as a trade. And the knock-up comes through. Look at that damage from the Zinzao. He trades back in. Another stun comes through. Flash forward. Dosa, are you going to be able to get out? Headbutt pulverize secures it. Gabosh is in a really bad spot now too. Constant fighting in this bot side. Double kill for Lamps. Calton now, you are in trouble. Root comes down and the kill goes over to Lucario. 5 for 1 already. It started so well for the side of Northern Spirit Esports, but these trades are just going so poorly now.
I'm going to say this, Cliff. My MVP of the series is Lamps.
Lamps has played very well already.
Like, I don't think I've ever seen someone have so much impact on a game as support since Pika in our games.
Pika does kind of carry us.
Shout out Pika, our support in Div 4. but like even in the previous game, Lamps was roaming on the map really nicely as Braum. He was blocking so many of the skill shots that would otherwise catch and kill Lucario and Bomber. He had those amazing engages with the Braum ultimate, and in this game 2 with the Alistar, he has gotten like 5 or 6 2-3 man headbutt pulverizes in a row, and you know, he's utilizing this Alistar really nicely as Sir Jonjo is getting engaged on. Is probably going to die.
He's probably going to go down here to Hunter Boy, buying a lot of time though. Is he going to be able to jump out? No, they're going to give this kill over to the Camille. Jonjo is just buying so much time running around. Kill does eventually go to Hunter Boy. With the Sheen, that is the power spike for Camille. Oh, nice root comes down. The execute's going to come out. Oh. Aurora does try to trade with the ult, but it's not enough damage, and it's a nice kill for Lucario. 3-0 already on this Mel. And look at the CS.
The power of Arcane compels you.
Season 15 champs, right?
Yeah, I mean, both of them are, so...
True, yeah, they are both Season 15 champs. These mid laners, man. What's with the mid laners?
Yeah, technically Aurora did come out before Mel, so, you know, Mel having the recency bias here, but still. That's quite a lot of damage that comes out here. I believe if it had been any other mid laner, that Physic would probably be having the advantage. However, because it's Mel, it's really difficult for this Aurora to have a really huge impact as... Oh, Joser.
Joser is caught. Win before lightning comes out. A nice headbutt pulverize. They're going to get the knock-up as well. It's a stun that comes through. Then there's the knock-up. The ultimate comes out from Cubs. Lamps is on a killing spree. Doesn't want to give that one over to his jungler.
Lamps really said, I'm going to have the most kills in this game, or at least be equal on them.
Oh, the electrocute coming down. Bomber not having the best time in this mid lane. The lane matchup's not the greatest for Shadow right now. Bomber not really being able to do anything. But Jonjo is here. So is Cobb. So is Lamps. Flash pulverize. Headbutts Physic under the tower. Bomber has to jump away. Flash forward by the Orianna. Barrier comes out to save Bomber. And it's a kill over to Cub. And the big pace from Shadow just does not stop.
I'm surprised Lamps didn't take that kill.
3-1 and 3 on this Alistar.
Yeah, also huge props to Cub, 1-0 and 5 on the Xin Zhao. The two-man squad between him and Lamps just doing so much on the map. And also, I would like to say that this is a really good swap from the side of Shadow, you know, taking Jonjo out of this top lane, because this Nara is just going to have a much more tougher time. But Bomber...
Orianna. Bomber has to flash, but does fall to the Orianna. Nice pick up from Physic. Bomber playing way too far forward with such little health there.
Yeah, Aurora getting a shutdown there is not really really good, as Physic... My man just took a turret shot for no apparent reason.
I mean, solo laners, man. We like tower shots. Lamps is going to hex flash forward, gets the headbutt, then the pulverize. Is he going to be able to hold Physic in place for long enough? And nice W comes out, the stun, followed up by a root, and a kill going over to Lucario, donated to his mid laner by Lamps. He's having so much impact already, but he's caught here. Stun, root, nice double knockup. If the ult comes out from the Alistar, going to buy him a lot of time. Does manage to walk away. Lamps is having such a great game.
Lamps is doing so much. Oh no!
Before lightning comes out onto the Jhin. Here comes the Pantheon as well. Leona ult comes down. Cubs way too far forward. Trapped between three. Shut down. Going over to the Pantheon.
While all of that was going on, Sir Jonjo managed to ult Hunter Boy into the turret, and Lamps is in a 2v3, but is still posturing to get the Joser. So this just means that Lamps is very much in his Chad the behavior era, as this bot lane has now shifted back from Celestial Shadow. Oof, that reflect from Lucario, just doing so much damage there, and the Physic cannot stack his his passive, he can really do nothing. Oh, that Tristana damage is it's kind of nasty.
That's just a Yuntal as well.
Ooh, the root
nice
plants.
Root comes out, the Q follow-up. Lucario's gonna ult to secure this one. 5-0 and 0 for Lucario. He's having a great game as I have a burp mid-sentence. Very sorry, everybody.
If he didn't miss a couple of those Orianna ultimates, Lucario probably would have been my MVP of the series, but I really think with how many plays he's made on the map, Lamps is really having a fantastic series, and he's not showing any signs of slowing down as he's waiting here. That's so smart.
Pulverize comes out, it's a lot of damage. Lethal Tempo is already fully stacked from this Tristana. They're gonna get a 4th plate here. This tower had all of its plates, and look at what Bomber and Lamps have been able to do. Oh, the damage is really big.
So Jonjo here getting traded on really.
Oh, the fight
nicely
does not
as
stop. Cub and Dosum find each other in the mid lane, knock up onto the Pantheon. He misses the Q, and Jonjo is probably going to help escort his jungler out. The mid lane is coming here. Nice knock up, headbutt pulverize under the tower. Captain's going to fall down here. It's very close. The tower is doing a lot of damage. Lamp's going to trade his life 1-for-1, and this fight's still going on the top side. Root comes down onto the Orianna, and Lucario picks up a 6th kill. Jonjo flashes, gets the Gnar into the wall on the Pantheon. Cub helps secure that kill, and Hunter Boy has to run away. 13 kills for Celestial Shadow in this 13-minute game.
I swear to God, I'm going to manage to get a word in. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start play-by-playing so you don't lose your voice. Like, there's no... As I keep saying that, Hunter Boy is trying to engage onto Jonjo and is going to get the shutdown there. As first blood turret comes down for Bomber in this bot lane. Bomber might be dying here. As that's a nice dodge there, as Lucario is pushing in this mid lane 2 levels up onto Physic. Cliff, rest your voice. I'm going to take over play-by-playing for just a little bit here because you need a drink. You need to rest up your voice. You've been talking non-stop for like 10 minutes here. Now it's the Deadly Ghost show. Lamps with another great headbutt pulverize. The top lane Sir Jonjo with a nice flash ultimate into the wall. The Cup just knowing when to weave in and out of these team fights is just amazing. And also what I love seeing here is Lucario is pushing his advantage so hard. Is 50 CS up, is about 3,000 gold up on his opponent, and is soon going to have his second item completed as Sir Jonjo does get engaged on here by this Pantheon, and he's just going to go down by Hunter Boy is on a killing spree here, but still, Jonjo is equal in farm, and Shadow are taking everything on the map here, and I believe they're now rotating towards this top lane as objective bounties are up, and Hunter Boy may be able to get this turret along with Joser, but the rest of the map does belong to Celestial Shadow here, and yes, the turret is going to get picked up, but it's still a 4.5k gold lead, and this Tristana and this Mel are still really strong.
They definitely are. Jonjo being the 1 point that's not performing the best right now, but it's what you would expect. He's had to match up into this Camille. It's a very difficult lane for the Gnar. But like he said, Celestial Shadow are just picking everything up all over the map. It's just under a 5k gold lead. They've got 2 towers. It's just under a 5k gold lead when you consider the fact that the red side Northern have picked up tower bounty on the top lane as well. So this gold lead, the tempo lead, everything does seem to be going into Shadow's favor, and I imagine when the Camille starts grouping, if the Camille starts grouping for fights, there's going to be so much damage on this Mel that you're just going to get popped anyway.
Yeah, it really is, because you have the Luden sector, you have the Shadow Flame. Lucario has really been snowballed into the game as Physic only now finishing his Luden's item as that's a nice
Jonjo. The Camille ult, but Hunter Boy does take 2 tower shots for the trouble. It's such a good trade from Jonjo there. Gets the flash out of the Camille too.
That's a really nice. That's really nice and smart play from Jonjo. Even while being countered, he is playing it really well. He's going for the Triforce himself. Does not go for the Divine Thunder. For the Sundered Sky or the Black Cleaver, which is customary on Nard. So,
Nice
but does
root
go for the
comes down onto
Triforce.
the Oriana roll. Lots of damage traded down. Lucario bursts the Aurora out from 1/3 HP. Just the ult and an auto. Lamp's now in a bit of trouble, but he's just going to be able to Alistair and walk away. Tosa is in no man's land. Bomber and Lucario are just going to absolutely pummel him. Going to try and pick up Lucario. Does manage to get the 1,000 gold shutdown over onto the mid laner. As Lance is still fighting here, but here comes Cub. Flash pulverized misses from Lance. Wind Before Lightning comes out onto the Fiona though. Stun comes down on to the Alistair. There's a lot of damage coming out from just this jungler and support. Lance walking around. Gabush does manage to flash out in the end. Nice escape from the side of Northern there.
I swear Pantheon is a fair and balanced ability in this game. That's my analysis, Cliff. I don't think I can say anything more than that. Joser managed to get his E off 3 times in that skirmish and managed to get the kill in the 1,000 gold shutdown onto Lucario, which essentially got him a hidden gold out from Cub, even though he is 30 farm behind. So, Pantheon certainly. Pantheon is certainly an ability of all time, but it is what it is. It is still a 5.5k gold lead, and Sir Jonjo is getting engaged upon as Gabosh is going to be here, misses the E, but it's still going to be enough CC with Joser coming in here, as the 3-man stun does come in, but yeah. Ooh, nice.
Manages to get a Hunter Boy with the ultimate though. Nice trade back from the mid lane. A double root comes down. So much damage coming out of the queue. Nice Leona roll. But Bomber's here as well. He's jumped on the backline. They're going to jump forward onto the Mel, but they cannot get. Bomber picks up the Jhin in the backside. Jumps back in to help his mid laner and lamps out. And the Celestial pace does not stop this game. 19
minutes, 19 kills. Cub evading the being targeted by the turret by entering the Rift Herald. Harriet is certainly doing the Lord's work for the Cub right now, and Lamps with another good headbutt pulverize into Lucario root, into the 10-1 Mel doing a lot of damage, and we see here Physic is so far behind that even the 0-4 Gnar with only 1 item can just kill her and burst her out. So it really has been the Lucario and Lamps show in this game number 2.
Well, good route, but the Pantheon E blocks most of the damage coming out of the Q. But look at that, it's a quarter HP just with the E from Mel.
Yeah, I mean it's a 10 stacks of Dark Seal. I'm surprised we haven't seen the book being purchased here. You know, Lucario certainly does seem like an avid reader.
It's going to be soul points secured here for Celestial Twilight. The 2 weaker of the solo laners just in this top side. And like you said, the Gnar is even the Gnar is pushing this Aurora in. That's how far behind she is. Celestial Shadow going to start the Atacam, and I don't think Northern Spirit Esports Red are going to be able to even contest it. They shouldn't even look at it.
I mean, there's a single ward on the map that Northern Spirit have, and it's in the blue side, deep in the blue side quadrant of Celestial Shadow. There is not a ward anywhere else on the map like this. This vision line is so dark. You might as well call them Northern. Oh no!
Come on, you'll get it.
I can't say it.
Oh, is it going to be a bad thing? You know, don't say it.
Yeah, it's going. I was going to say Northern Spirit Esports dark because of how dark the map is.
Northern Spirit Esports Fog of War. Because that's what their map is covered in. The vision
Yeah.
is not great. They do have 2 wards in their blue buff bush. But like you said, that's about it. The vision line from Celestial Shadow, very strong here.
Really, really, really good control there, and there's so much power coming in here for this for this Mel. 2 rods, you know, the death cap is on the way. 2.5 items for Bomber. Their counterparts have either 1 item completed or they're at 1.5, and any fight that's an equal numbers fight is going to be really difficult for the side of Shadow to fight. I do have to say I'm kind of surprised Junjo is having a bad series. Usually he's one of the big carries on the team that's doing quite a bit.
Aurora comes out, but a nice stun from Jonjo gnaws him into the wall, and look at the damage he's doing. The pounce misses. It does get the flash out of Physic here, though. Is it going to be able to trade it by just waiting for his cooldowns to come back out? Jonjo tries to sidestep, doesn't manage to sidestep anything. And the solo bolo coming out of the Aurora. Lamps is going to find Hunter Boy, tries to interrupt, but he can't. Does get the flash pulverized, forces the flash out of the Camille. Bomber is free hitting on the backside here. Galosh has to flash away as well. Lamps just going to ult to eat up the Jhin ult. And Celestial Twilight pushing in on this bot side.
I think that Jhin ultimate maybe healed Lamps a little bit. Yeah, this Alistar is one tanky boy. I was about to say, like, Sir Junjo is having a surprisingly bad series, because usually he's one of the main carries, you know, and leading the charge with the team on the map. But yeah, he's having an unusually bad best of 3. However, it shouldn't be too difficult for him or too bad, because he is having still a lot of split pushing impact on the map.
I mean, when you consider he's been in a counter matchup both games, this one particularly difficult. He's done well to not absolutely bleed. I mean, he doesn't have the most deaths in the game, tied with the Pantheon and 2 less than the Aurora. So the game, and he's up in CS on the Camille as well. So the game isn't, I wouldn't say it's completely bad. The gold's probably not great for him. He's only 300 gold behind the Camille. It's not the end of the
but they
world.
have 6 turrets to the 1.
I mean, that is true. They do also have the 3 Drakes stats that don't equate into your gold, so he does have a lot of power. Positioning very far forward here. I think the side of Celestial Shadow really feeling themselves right now.
Yeah, they're feeling themselves. They're having an amazing game number 2. You know, they have died a little bit, you know, a couple of times, but it's not really anything too crazy. As we do see Lamps trying to secure some vision around this Baron, which Shadow have started. This Baron has really gotten started, as Lamps is hex flashing over. I want to see him try and dissuade Joseph from flashing in, because this could turn into a 50-50, and that Jhin trap might give him enough vision. As well,
Joseph goes into the pit. The Cub's going to take a lot of damage, but Vomit is kind of free hitting here. The Nashor is still up, 2,000 HP. It's getting very low. Secured by Sir Jonjo. Ghost is stuck in the pit. Lots of damage down coming out of the Mel, and they're going to pick up the Aurora as well. That's Baron Nashor over to the side of Celestial Esports, and they're going to march straight over to the Infernal Drake and go for the Soul as well.
yeah, I mean, Infernal Soul on this team, that's going to slap really hard. And I do have to say, Cliff, can we flame Lucario for not buying the book?
No, I mean, I'll be honest with you, the Dark Seal at 10 stacks is very cost efficient. I don't think it's the end of the world that he finished his Rabadons before it. I feel like he knows he's going to get a lot of gold. I think if he doesn't finish it now, we can flame him. If it's not his next item, we can flame him.
Okay.
If he even gets to finish his next item, because this game could very well be over very soon.
Real. 12,000 gold lead for the side of Celestial Shadow. That's an E and the
Oh, he's
Q,
gonna get
and Hunter
executed
Boy is
from
dead.
half health. The Camille just gets absolutely destroyed by Lucario in this mid lane. It's so
I
much
just witnessed-
damage.
I just witnessed a war crime get committed in front of my very eyes.
Dabush is going to get rooted up and he's going to get taken down by Bomberhand. Dose is in a very hard place, cannot do anything but go forward. Resets over to Bomberhand, has to flash away. And Celestial Shadow pushing 2 lanes at once. They're going to get the mid in here. They're going to go for the top in here. Headbutt, flash headbutt pulverized from Lamps to just knock them both up. Isn't going to get a lot done. Physic does that dash twice. Lucario gets shut down, but Celestial Shadow are going for the end here. They're going to secure this. Pick up Katten on the backside. It's going to be the perfect regular season for the side of Celestial Shadow. What a fantastic game. Got very messy, but they kept that big pace up the entire time.
And I said that Sir Jonjo was having a really bad series, but he secures the Baron for his team and in a major 50-50, which allows them to end the game. So, Sir Jonjo, I'm sorry for doubting you. I wasn't familiar with your game.
Very strong performance, very dominating performance from the side of Celestial Shadow. And a big congratulations to them for securing their perfect split, or the perfect regular season, sorry. So they're going to go into the playoffs now. And honestly, they're looking very dominant.
Yeah, I mean, if they continue this performance, they could be looking at ending the split without taking a single series loss. I don't know if a single game loss is possible. Maybe they'll do it. I'm hoping they do it, but it's certainly a much more difficult feat to achieve.
Most certainly is. Just trying to find out if any of the Shadow Boys want to jump in for an interview, see how they are doing. I'm not sure if they're still around or if any of them are watching the stream right now. So if any of you are here and you want to jump in and say hello, please let me know. But yeah, very dominant performance. It does look like, obviously they've only played the teams in their group. Division 1 has 2 groups. And Lamps, jump into a channel if you're here, Lamps. We'll get you in. Not sure if you can see waiting for interview, Lamps.
Lamps, if you can hear us, jump.
He's in cross team. I'm going to drag him over. Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by the support of Celestial Shadow. Lamps, how are you doing? Good response.
I can hear you. Hello.
How are you doing, mate?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Yeah, very good. Very, very fun series to cast. Honestly, absolutely incredible performance from you today.
You don't even make me ego any bigger. Thank you. It was a team effort.
Alistair was dominating. Perfect regular season coming out of you guys from this split. How are you feeling going into playoffs?
Yeah, feeling very confident. We're hoping to keep this 3-0 up. We're gonna hopefully not drop a full game, but we'll see.
I have to ask, is there any team that you're kind of scared of since you only played one side of the bracket?
We were worried about Sandbaggers, but the dog shit, so it should be a free win.
I love it. We noticed from your games today that you had a lot of pace, a lot of action, a lot of plays being made. Is that something that you guys do a lot in your scrims? Is that just your style, or were you just kind of feeling yourselves today?
Honestly, in scrims we really struggle with transitions into the mid late game. So today we just went for it, and honestly, it worked a lot better.
I mean, yeah, I couldn't tell that you were struggling. If you told me that you guys are beating everyone 5-0 in scrims, I would have totally believed you, because early to mid game to late game, you guys were having a really, really good series. A couple of hiccups, a couple of random deaths here and there, but that we've come to expect that out of a Celestial team. Anyway, so yeah, you guys have really been killing it for this whole split, undefeated in game score, like Cliff said. But I do have to ask. Is Alistar your favorite champion though? Because you do seem to be the most comfortable on it.
Not by a long shot. I've got 5 or 6 more champions I much prefer, but the way the draft was going, they had to pick engage with a Pantheon. They needed follow up, so I think Ali Blind's fine.
And then they picked the Leona into it as well. You must have been
Yeah,
loving that.
yeah, I was licking my lips honestly, and not just because I was in the Colbert Bomber either.
Right, Lamp. So usually on the stream we like to pick an MVP. I think both Ghost and I agree who we think the MVP should be. We've both decided that we think it should be you. What do you think? Who do you think should be the MVP today?
I couldn't agree more. It was Lamps in the forwards today. What can I say?
Definitely felt like it. The big pace was the key phrase of the day. It felt like you were everywhere. Literally every time the camera went to a different lane, you were just there for some reason. Like headbutt pulverize or blocking skill shots on the Braum in game one. It was quite impressive to watch, to be honest.
I sometimes struggle with either leaving Bomber and going to Rome. It does show in some games, but I think I got a right sort of balance today. But yeah, the other 4 did play really well. I can't take all the credit.
Keeping it humble till the end. I think if you weren't going to give it to yourself, who would you give it? Because I think Lucario was definitely making a case for MVP himself.
Yeah, it's a tough one between Luke and Cub today. I think Luke really kept up with the pace and really helped us push forward going into the mid and late, and Luke was just smurfing on the solo lanes, so it could go to either one of them.
Yeah, can't deny that. Well, Lance, thank you for joining us. It's been a great day. Fantastic 2-0. Anybody that's still interested in watching some League of Legends, Celestial Twilight are still playing their game over on Frostbite Esports channel. I've been Cliff, joined by the wonderful Deadly Ghost. Thank you all for joining us today. It's been a great day, and we will see you next time.